Hi team, good morning and good evening. Thank you for joining today's session. So in the previous class, we were discussed about Python, string, list, and tuple. I hope you got a good clarity on those topics. Excuse me. So in this today's class, let's focus on Python dictionary. Before that, one miscellaneous topic is there, which is quite important. So that I will try to teach the new file, Python file. I'll say this as list comprehension, ERE comprehension. So this is a very famous way of doing coding once we become an advanced user, and when you go and review automation code or data science code in framework level, people write it in a comprehensive way. What is that? In order to understand, first let's try to, I will tell you one simple program in a normal way how we will do it, then how we can code it in comprehension way. Let's see that square of number. So sq equal to square bracket. So what I'm going to do is, if I mention a number, for example, if I mention like 5, so then what it will do, it will square and append it, 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, like that. Within a range it will append it. So if you want to do a program for that, for num in the range is another method. For example, 5 in the range, what I want to do is, to this variable I want to append it. Append it means I will square it and add, square it and add each y. So it starts from 0 square, 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, like that, until the range of 5. So num square means star star 2. What this will do, it will take the square root of each number starting from 1 to 5. And then at the end, let me try to print this square. We'll see what happens. List of run list comprehension, and you can see it starts from 0. So range of 5 means it starts from 0 till 4. So 0 square, 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square. So if I mention, for example, 10 means till 9 square it will print it. So now you can see 0, 1 square, 1, 2, 4, 3 square, 9, 4 square, 16, 5 square, 25, 6, 36, 7, 49, 8, 8, 64, 9 square, 81. So this is a normal way of coding it. The same program, I can also code it using the list comprehension. So what is that? Let's try to see those things. List comprehension. So now the same program, what I will do, I am putting it one more variable sq1 and creating a list. Now again, for num in the range of 10. So this, we have to write this for loop like this, followed by, in the left side of that, we have to mention what is the logic you're going to apply. You will see multiple exams, then you will get it. So the same entire, this big program, you can write it in a single line. So you may think, what is why we want to complicate like this? Means this is another way to code the program. So now if I print the sq1 and see what happens. Same result now also. So this is what comprehensive way of doing the programming. So this program in a simplest way, that is what is the inside statement after this for loop. This is a statement we want to execute, that one followed by the for loop. Okay, one more program. Let's try to write a program, print the even number. So even number means you're going to divide a number by 0 if that remainder is 0. If you divide a number by 2 and the remainder is 0, then we call that as a even number. And you're going to say between the range of 10. So between 0 to 10, what are all the even numbers available, like that. The simplest way that how we can do is, again, okay, even number equal to same way within the square bracket. So first we have to print that number here, like what we are doing, that printing that number, or else I'll put that later. First let's try to find the number in the range of easy 10. So between 0 to 9, you're going to test how many even numbers are there. If, see everything in the same line, if that number percentage, once again, if the number percentage 2 is equal to 0, so it means what, you're going to divide a number by 2 and the remainder is equal to 0, means then we call that as a even number. So that I want to print. So this is how we will do the list comprehension way. So it means what exactly will happen here is, first it will start for loop. It starts with 0 percentage divided by 0, and of course it will be 0. Then it will print. Then it will go for 1 percentage of 2. It is not equal to 0, so it will not print. Then it will go for 2, like that. Whichever the number satisfies this, that it will print out. See, so very easiest shortcut way we can do like this. uh 1 minute, please. Okay, so what exactly here we are doing is, one more time I'm explaining it. The entire program we are coding it in a single line. That is, first we are checking for the range, starting from the number in the range till 10. It means the count starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, like this. And you're trying to apply the condition here, that is the number divided by 2. And if the remainder is equal to 0, if this condition is true, then only this will print. This is what it will happen. Just a second, please. Sorry for the inconvenience, team. So when we run this, it will display the list of even numbers. Same thing, we can apply list of odd numbers, percentage, exclamatory. So next one is odd number. So here the same concept, if we apply in the range of 0 to 9, when the percentage you're trying to divide a number by 2, if it is not equal to 0, then I call that as an odd number. So same concept. So whenever this condition it matches, that alone it will print. You may think this little bit complicated, but remember this is a one of the way the programs will be written in the framework level. So at that time, don't get confused. How you have to analyze this is you write a condition for loop, and if that condition is true, then this will be executed. Same here. So this is a list comprehension. Now we will see the next topic, that is list comprehension is done. We'll go for the dictionary concept. Last data time and a very powerful concept, dictionary data type. So here dictionary means it's a key and value pair. So always remember dictionary means it's a key and value pair. And the same concept in Selenium also we would have used in the properties file concept, and in many places in rest assured web services all the data are sent as a key and value pair. So this is a very powerful mechanism. We can avoid duplicates. Searching is very easier, updating is very easier. So nowadays in automation, while saving the data, while transforming the data, they prefer dictionary concept. So let's try to see how to create a dictionary, and we'll see with some sample examples. First, an empty dictionary. Let me create it, and always remember this will be within the curly braces. So square bracket means list, parenthesis means tuple, and then this curly braces means it's a dictionary. So they will say like key, like this, key and value pair. So I will create my dictionary equal to within this curly braces. It means what? It is an empty dictionary. Let me run and show you. See, it's an empty dictionary. Now within this, I'm going to save a value like integer values. Integer values, integer key, and values can be anything. Integer, okay. Name under every roll number within the curly braces, okay. One roll number. So this is an integer key, and what it's a value. I'll give my name itself, comma, same thing, 2 colon is single quote or double quote as we wish, 3. So like this we can able to save the value. This is a key and this is a value, key and value pair, and all the website which is using web services, rest web services, they in that it will be sending values like this only. Even in mobile testing, how the datas are transferred is in this way only. So very important concept. So let me try to print and see the name. See, key and value pair. So this is like integer key and string value like this. So I can have any combination like a mixed also, that is also possible. Mixed key and value pairs. Let's see some other example. Okay, name to. So in this case, equal to within the curly braces. Okay, first one, Vinoth. So this one, and now one is like a roll number, so our serial number. Now another key. See, this is an integer. Now another key I'm giving address, which is a string, and followed by the another string. So second key and value pair. It is not like it must be like this. It can be of string integer. Sometimes what will happen like 3, or it will be like mm, experience. So this will have list of values. This experience list, for example, maybe TCS, CTS, like this. So everything is a string value. So any combination of a data, we can able to save it. So that is the important thing when we, yes. Now this is also key and value pair. Now let's try to execute num2 and see here key and value. So one is the key and its value is Vinoth. Address key Chennai value. Experience is a key which is having a list of value. So I'm just increasing the complexity, and you want to know the type of it, just put type and name to that variable. It will tell exactly what its type. It's a dictionary type. So like this, and one of the best advantages why we want to use this is mainly because of it will avoid duplicates. So duplicates are not allowed. I'll use the same example here. One more key I'm mentioning, like let's put key. You cannot have a duplicate keys. Impossible. If you have it, okay, I'll put another key which is having maybe okay, Vishal. So now what will happen here is name3. It will not consider duplicate value. It will take the latest value. See, one we know, and what is the two initially it was on, and then three it came to print up. By the time it came here, the latest value key, it's a duplicate. It took the latest value. So that is one more advantage. Duplicate values, we can avoid it. Now accessing the value. Accessing the values, that is same thing. I can put same example. Okay. Same example, whatever it is. Okay, we'll have this one. Now here, if I print employee, of course, it's going to print the same value. Okay. Okay, fine. Now let me try to access it and print in the employee. You want which key? For example, you want, if you mention one, what will happen? Let's see. See what is one key. If you mention the key, it's saying the value. Same way, I want the experience key of this particular employee. I want like that. So this one. So what will happen? It will tell exactly what its value. So this is a one way of getting the key, the respective value of that particular key. And there is another way, that is employee dot using get also we can use it. So get, and you can mention the key, then also it will print the value. These are all the ways we can able to get the key and value. Okay, for example, why you want get, what is a little minute difference? For example, you're trying to find a key too which is not there, and see what happens. It throws the error. It is unable to find it. But the same thing, when you try to find using a get, maybe now contact number, which is not there, that key is not there, but we have used get. Let's see what happens. It's not throwing the error, rather than it is just saying none. So it is always a good practice to go with the get method whenever you want to access the value. A small recap. So curly braces is the way we represent the dictionary data type, and the dictionary data type is mentioned as key and value pair. We can have a number of key, but all the key must be unique. Duplicate keys are not allowed. For each key, we can have single value or list of multiple value, or nested keys also. One key is having multiple key like that. So many. I think you all remember our web services, Postman API. I have showed you some simple examples. In that, everything is key and value pair only. So nothing but it's a dictionary concept in the Python. And now few more things we will see in the dictionary concept on Monday. Okay, fine. Now how can I add the key? Is it possible to add a key? Means yes, we can also add the key. Adding the key, that is how will you do. So this already we have some value. Now to this, I will try to add this is to this particular variable. I'm going to add a key, maybe location. Okay, location is there. Contact or email ID. I'll put email ID. So I'm trying to update it like so. This now when I run this to this particular dictionary variable, this particular key and its value will be added. Like let's try to print it and see. See, it added. Suppose if it is already there, then what will happen? You're trying to add it one more time. If it is not there, then it will add it. So the same example. So one more time you want to add it as like. So in this example, this email ID is not there, so it added. But when you try to add it again with the same thing means, then it will update it. Okay, I have to then show you. See the difference. So when a key is not there, it will add it at the end of the dictionary. When key is already present, then the respective values will be updated. So adding the key, we understood. Now updating the key. And finally, let's try to delete the key. Delete the key, it's very easy. You can use del method or you can use pop method. Anything is fine. Let's go with both the way. Nice. And mention the key. Which key you want to delete? I don't want email ID. I just want to delete it. So it deleted it. If I want to delete the entire thing, that is also possible. Or another way, delete employee within the square bracket, mention the key. Which one? I don't want address. This is another way. And you can see addresses are removed from the dictionary variable, and mostly prefer using pop method. It's a better option than del. If you mention, if you because you forgot to mention this, then what will happen? Entire variable data will be deleted. So it is quite risky one to use del method. Then let's see if you small methods for loop. So first one is clear method. I think employee having something, so that I will try to clear that. You can clear it and see. Now the value will be empty. So all the data is inside that is cleared. See, it is not deleted, it just cleared all the value. So this is how we have to add, we have to access, add, update, delete, clear. Most used thing. Now, okay, let's try to use this again. 1 minute. Let's do a simple for loop. How you can use for loop in the dictionary concept. I will add like few more names. Fourth, maybe Vishal. Fifth, Rahul. Some names. So key and value pair. We have it now. I want to, okay, let's try to print it. Maybe trainees. They are my team members. Simply about trainees. So we have key and value pair. Now I want to use for loop on this. So for value in colon, then I'm going to print each value comma and its this. I want to print this means then I have to mention like this. So what this means during iteration, what is the first key, what is the second key, what is the third key, automatically it will iterate and mention it here. So so if we run this, what will happen? 1, this is the first key value. So the key directly it will take it by default till the end, from the starting till the end. And value I am mentioning using this access method this way. So this is a easiest way to display the key and value pair for loop. And again, you want to find this particular len method, total number of values in that. Let's see what happens. Trainees. So totally 5 pair available inside that particular dictionary variable. So this is also done. And famous one, membership operator. Membership means using in whether a particular value is available in that. So I can say like whether. So here we always talk about key only. So whether 1 in, 1 again, 1 in that trainee, whether it is there, yes, and you put 5, it will not be there, false. 5, okay, 5 is there. 6 will not be there. So here it can be integer or it can be a string. If you're going to make it as a string, maybe I will give one like status onboarded. So now you can check this also. Print status whether that particular key is available in this trainee. See, it's available, the status key. So it is purely depends upon your input. We have to properly use it. In and not in. Not in, we already know. If it is not there, then it will be true. So it's not there. 6 is not there. It's nothing for us. So in and not in, very famously used one. And we can able to sort also. 1 minute. Get print with quotes as it is when you're using looping. Yeah, yes, exactly. Because print for loop means it is iterating one by one, right? So it will print one by one, line by line. So that's the minor difference. If you print just a variable, then single value or entire dictionary, it will print it. Then you want to sort it, you can do that also. So I'm using, okay, we'll go with, if you want, we can sort it. Which one? Is it possible to sort this? Let's see. I want to know in what basis it will sort. So sorter trainees. Let's see what happens. So it's printing this 1, 2, 3. Of course, if you're not, okay, I put it like this randomly. Something like this, which is not in the right format. Now we will see. See, automatically it is sorting. If it is a number, it goes with the numerical. If it is a string, it will go with the alphabetical order. So that's how we can sort it. And you want to know the keys. I just want to print all the keys available in that. That is also possible. Dot keys. So what this will do, this will just print all the keys. See, in the dictionary, these are all the keys. Same way, I want to print all the values alone. That's also possible. Values. So when you run this, all the values, it will print it. And item means key and value pass. So that is also another way. So trainees dot items. Now we will see key and value pass. So it is purely depends upon your requirement. You have to use it, whether a simple key or a value or items. Item means both key and value pair. Then you can copy, you can update it. Those things also you can do it. I think copy method I used once. One more time I will do it. New trainee trainee list. I'll put it. So what I can do, I can able to copy dot this one. So what this mean? All these value it is copied here. Now I can print and see this one. So to this and see the order is not changed. Remember, whatever the order you are inserting, it will append at the end. If you sort it alone, automatic thing will happen. Now I'm going to update it. So I will try to update this particular one. Update. What you gonna update it? Maybe I'm going to update number 5 by some other value. Instead of Rahul, Ram. I'll put Ram. After updating, let me check the value. See now, I can able to update it. Suppose the value is not there, obviously it is going to add a new thing. So this is all the important functionalities we can do it in the dictionary concept. So all the important data types we have completed. I have taught you with the examples, and for a very detailed documentation, go to this website, Python for Data Science. Here, a very depth like dictionary, triples, everything. So what is a dictionary? Again, it's a key and value pair. We can able to quickly retrieve, add, modify using the key. And it is similar, like if you know Java concept, it is like hash concept, and it is mutable. So you can update it. And no index here, there is no index concept, but using the key, we can able to find it. So these are all the examples I have taught you, but here some other examples will be there. How to access it, how to access with this method. See everything, tell keyword, membership, sorted. So everything it is mentioned here. Even the list comprehension is also there. Here dictionary comprehension, same story. Instead of a square bracket, you put it into the curly braces and see here each key and value pair. So for loop in the range and what you're going to perform inside that. So these are all the dictionary concept. Now we are moving into, so conceptually we are done this one, this one, this one, and this one also. All of the main fundamentals completed. Now we're going to focus on functions. This is the most important functionality. So let me go for Python functions. We'll see documentation from here. A function is a block of organized, reusable code that is used to perform a single or related action. And it helps us to break our program into smaller and modular chunks. As our program grows larger and larger, functions makes it more organized and manageable. And it provide a better modularity for our application. So in Java, what we say it as a method. Here we call it as function. So you want to use the same code again and again rather than coding it, create once function and then reuse it again. So what is the syntax here is with the help of def keyword, function name, sometimes with parameter, sometimes without parameter, colon followed by the statement. And we already know functions will have with function which returns the value, without returns the value. Same thing is applicable here also. So it starts with def keyword. Okay, I will try to code it. Close all tabs. New Python file. So let's create function. I'll put Python functions, whatever. Very easy topic, very powerful mechanism too. So first, a simple program, function to welcome user, simple. So first it should, if you're going to write a function, means it should start with the def keyword. Def, with this only we can able to declare a function and a function name. So this is a function name and a colon. Sometimes with arguments, sometimes without arguments. So here I'm going to send some name, so that if I send a name, it will say like what it will tell, welcome to Python class. The name, whichever the name you are passing it. Very simple. So whatever the name, it will go and concatenate. Welcome to the Python class, the name of the person. So how to call this function is very easy. See, it is welcome, and what is the value you're going to pass it. So when I run this, see here, welcome to Python class Vinoth. So I have created a function which welcomes user. So when I want, see, this is just a single piece of code, one line only. Just imagine 100 lines of code means you can't code it again and again. So rather than, you can create a reusable function and use it wherever you want. Now going forward, I no need to type it again. Maybe see So I can reuse the same code. So whatever I do now, if I run this, see, welcome to Vinoth Rathinam, something like this. So same, this will execute, it will, so when this execute, what will happen? It will directly go here, it will pass the value and it will print it. It will come out of it. And very important, automatically this is the indentation. In Java, we do curly braces, no, that thing. For example, if you put this, it is not allowed. It's error. So one tab. And you write something here, for example, program completed. So what does this mean? It will start execution. First it will, remember first thing, this will not be executed. First this will print. Then as per the line, it will come here and go here and execute this. See here, program completed, and then this one. So if I put it here, what will happen? So indentation, just to get the clarity of indentation, I mean, added this. See, all the method welcome method or welcome function is executed thrice with different data. After that, program completed. So this one tab or 4 white spaces, very, very important. And uh, we have in Java documentation command. It is also available in even in Python with the help of triple quotes. So when you put anything into triple quote, we can able to give whatever we want, so that without going into that function, we can retrieve and understand what this function is for. For example, this function is to welcome user, param name written, welcome. Well, there is no return type, not applicable. Param name of the person, something like this. So this is like a documentation command. Somewhere from the program also you can able to retrieve those values. That is possible. How we can do is, you have something called print. The function name is welcome. Here dot, let's see, welcome is the method, no, underscore doc. So what this will do means, whatever the function you have used, what is the documentation comments in that. See here, this is a function used to welcome the user and name of the person, return type is any. So whatever we mentioned here, in this example, it is in the same program, but sometimes this we will have this particular function in somewhere else, and you want to know what it's for, means you can print those documentation. So that is also possible. Now I can write few more function. For example, just now we saw whether a function is whether a particular number is even or odd. That I will try to write as a function. So def keyword verify even odd. You want to pass the number colon. Now if what we will do, if that number percentage 2 equal to 0, then I will print that particular number is even. Else I'll say print that particular number is odd. Am I right? Equal to 2, yes. So this one I want to execute. How we can do it? Directly we can call the function name. You no need to keep, because we mentioned print here, no? So verify, you give any number, for example 20. Oh, so what will happen? 20 is even. So this, now this will go here. In the place of num, we will have 20. and 20 divided by 2, it is not divided. Finding the modulus, sorry for I should not say divided, modulus operator, and if its remainder is equal to 0, then it's an even number. So 20 is an even number. So it's a modulus operator, not divider. But division will happen. And what is the remainder of it? So, and you can try with n number of values. See, just we wrote some, maybe like 53, run it again. So it will say 53 is odd. So you no need to code it again and again. So very easy, just code it once and you can able to use it in number of time. And this is a normal function, a function just without returning value. Now I want like function which returns value. Very easy function, addition of two number. Exactly what we have done in the Java. Same examples. Def addition, and you're passing number 1, number 2, colon. So it needs to be saved in the variable result number 1 plus number 2, then return. Return is very important. Return that particular variable. So this is returns the value. And you want to check this, what you can do, I can save it to some addition, or I'll put output equal to addition 50 comma 35 parent output. So this will go and add it, and finally it will return the output, which I am saving it to a variable, which returns the value. Here it does not returns the value. This just perform the action. Method, that is in Java we see method which returns value without returns the value, no user defined method. Same thing in here, the function which can returns the value and without returns the value. First one just without return value. Here returns means again same keyword only, exactly how we have used it in Java. So one of the very important thing we have done it, doc string which returns the value. You can see few more examples here. Okay, now the most next important topic is variables. So here let's put variables. I can say scope of variables. What do you mean by that? So scope of variables, fine. Global variable, local variable. So in Java we have instance, static, then local. No, here we won't have that like that. Instead of that, only two types of variable. One is global, another one is local. Local means within that particular for loop or that function, that scope. Global means it can be accessed across everywhere. So one is global variable, another one is local variable. So let's try to learn this one. It's a simple program. Nothing complicated here. It's very easy. No color, nothing big changes. So I'll put like global underscore variable. Simply a variable name I'm giving. This is the global variables. Now I'm writing a method def testing the variables. So I should not give like variables and the method name is done. Now here what I'm doing, I'm declaring the local variable. See, this is inside the particular function. local variable equal to, this is the, so now if I print local, if I print global, it, see, the scope is inside a function. I can use this variable, it's a globally, and also local variable. This is inside this alone. Let's see what happens. Okay, I have to call this, no, testing variables without calling. How this is calling the function, no? See, now this is a local variable, this is a global variable, but now comes the most important one. If you have mentioned like this globally in the program, you can use it anywhere. See here, I want to print that global variable, but you used a variable inside a function. The scope is only within this function, that if you try to access, it will not allow. See here. So again, the same thing like how we seen in Java, it applicable here. So that local variable accesses only within that particular function. So this is called scope of the variable. So globally, global variable means that are not bound to any functions, must be accessed inside and outside the function of the anywhere in the program. And lifetime of the variable, this is again throughout that memory is exist, period throughout which the variable exists in the memory. Local means that is we usually declare inside a function for a temporary purpose or calculations. Once the, what is its lifetime is, again these are only interview questions. As long as the function executes only, these variables will have those values. Once function execution is completed, the variables will be destroyed. That's why we are unable to access the local variable. So local variable is done. Now functions arguments on managing. Okay, still it went. It should not go actually. It went. Okay, now comes the next topic, that is function. See, what we have seen is how to write a function with parameter, without parameter. That is nothing but the argument, with argument, without argument. These are all some, for example, you have a function, you pass two parameter and you execute, it will work properly. But this function is designed with two argument, but you want to execute with one argument, means it will throw the error, because you already designed this for 2 person. How can you execute with just one? It will not allow. So I just copy this program and you will get it now. So here itself I'll put it. See, I'm going to execute this. See here you're trying to pass to value Kiran, have a nice day. So in this place, Kiran will go, in the message, have a nice day will go. But the same program, because you designed this welcome user, or this one with two value, but you are giving just Kiran. You forgot to give this message. You didn't say it's an optional. So what will happen if we run this? It will not work. Actually, welcome user. Another thing is that no. So when we run this, you can have a nice day. Okay. Ah, I'm happy now. See here, we got the error because it says that one argument is missing. I need two argument, but you mentioned only one, so one is missing. So to avoid such type of things, because we never know how the developer is going to use our functions. So how can we avoid it? Let's see it. Function arguments. So in the same program only, I'll try to use the same program and teach you how we can able to avoid such things. So this one is there. No, now I can able to tell here by chance if anyone forgot any value, I can say you can give some default value. So welcome. By chance, if we forget to give the value, this is called default value. So now welcome user, for example, I give Vinoth and giving a message like thanks for enrolling something. If I run this, so dear Vinoth, thanks for enrolling, which the message which I am passing. Okay, I'm not mentioning anything. On means automatically on a welcome. So this, if you forgot to mention the particular argument, then also no problem. Automatically, it will take the default value. So this we call here. So we can able to give this arguments in three ways. One is by default arguments. What we have seen is default arguments. A default argument is an argument that assumes that if the value is not provided in the function call, then equal to we can mention and do it. But very important, if you swap it, it will throw the error. Remember. So you can't swap it. That's very important. First one belongs to name, second one only belongs to message. While giving here, you should not swap it. Even in Java, that's same. Second type of keyword is, it's a keyword argument. Second type of argument is a keyword argument. So we can be very specific. This is the keyword and we can pass the value. And if just imagine here, two values, two arguments. What about like 10 arguments? So I can't give multiple values, right? Especially in Selenium, we used to pass data from the sheet. Selenium automation using Java. So I can't pass all the values in a single variable. So we can use array concept or else array list, hash map concept. Same way, here we can use keyword arguments, actually, which reduces the complexity. So how can we do that is, this is keyword argument. Okay. So key means it is key and value. So star and what is that? Keyword argument. You have to mention key and, so this one is default argument. Correct only, no? Yeah. Okay. How can I do this? So I'll try to go with some other details. For example, let's try to a function to display the employee details. Okay. So def employee details. So if you call this function, I'm giving like star, it can be anything. Okay, no space. Colon. So this is a keyword. User is the keyword. Now I'll print like employee name. What is that employee name? So that keyword I have mentioned used, it can be anything. What is the key? It is name. Name is the key. Employee name, employee ID, employee, okay, what else? Email ID will put email ID. So ID, email, so like this. So I can have n number of, but here just star star if you mention. Now let's execute this program. So I can say like name equal to, I can mention like Arun, ID equal to 1 2 3 4 5. I'm mentioning it. Then email equal to Arun at gmail.com. So you can pass this value, and what will happen? Automatically it will go and this is a key. You're saying key and value, key and value, key and value. So it will try to adjust. For example, what if I change the position? See, still it works. See, so the position of the argument is also not important. If this is okay, what if we forgot something? Definitely it is going to throw the error. Yes, no, yes, no. See here, what happened? Arun 1 2 3 4 5. I don't want it. So many values. So it throw the error because the particular name is not there. So so what is the takeaway point is whenever we are going to work in any of the function, arguments mismatch should not happen. We have to be very clear about the number of arguments which is defined in this particular one. That is very, very, very important. You used some key and that particular key you're not mentioning here means it will throw the error. So it allows you to pass each argument using name value, that is key value. And we can call the function using the keywords in order to position of, even the position change also, it does not matter. And it is a fixed argument. See, the number of arguments mentioned in this fixed. So that is what I said. It is similar to dictionary concept. So key and value, you can put it, but what is the problem? By chance, if we mix it up, actually, if we change it, then also it's not a problem. But if you reduce number of arguments, then it will throw the error. So it is a static. So to solve this problem only, next concept came arbitrary arguments. So when you want to pass something during runtime as a dynamically, when the number of argument passed in function is dynamic, we don't know in advance. During runtime only, I will know how many arguments I can pass, means that we call it as arbitrary, and it is used with the star or asterisk. So first one, default, you're giving some message. Second one, by using the key and value pair, keyword argument. Now using the arbitrary argument. So let's try to do the third one, how to give the arbitrary. It's again a easy only. I'm going to, if I send 3 names, it will say 3 names or 5 names or 10 names. Depends upon the number of names, it will say welcome, 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 like that. So it never matters how many number of arguments we are going to send. So I'll put welcome user, same message. Here is a single star and the names, the keyword, whatever you can give anything. So far value in names, val in names, or it's your wish. I'll say like welcome, comma, value. That's it. Now you can pass single value, no problem. Welcome Vinoth. It will work. What if I pass 2 value? What if I pass 3 value? Whatever be the number, it is, see, it is all dynamic only, right? But still it handles. See, it handles. Well, first one Vinoth, second one Vinoth Anand, third one, first one Vinoth Anand, Vinoth Anand. So it means what? The argument itself a dynamic one. Actually, these looks maybe easy, if but remember, it's a very powerful mechanism. We will be using it especially in the framework design part. So that is what explained here, arbitrary. So functions is again done, and now recursion function means it's just for interview purpose. Let me call from here. Recursion function means one function call its own function. We call it as recursion function. That is called the meaning of recursion. So we know that in Python, a function call other function, same name. Function call its own function means we call recursion function. So factorial of a number, 4 factorial means 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So such programs, any factorial stuff you want to do, it means you can use recursion function. Very important point in terms of interview. So it does look clean and elegant, and complex tasks can be broken into small simpler program using recursion, and it is easier to generate the output using the nested iteration. But what is the problem is it is very easy to follow the concept. Sometimes it will end up in infinite loop, expensive, it take a lot of memory and time, and very hard to find the defect or a bug if we have any mistakes in the recursion function. So if you see here, you wrote a function factorial number returns, which is again calling the factorial number. See, this function inside calls that function, so it will keep on iteration, it will keep on iterating it. So that is Python recursion function. Now lambda functions. Lambda are anonymous function. We'll see what is that. Anyhow, we'll see the first theory. Lambda or anonymous means a function without a name. A function which does not have any name, we call that as a lambda function. Mostly lambda we will say it. Anonymous is also fine. It is also again defined with the help of def keyword using the lambda keyword. So normal, sorry, extremely sorry. Normal function, we do it with def, and lambda function or anonymous function, we use lambda keyword. So you no need to specifically mention anything, but there are so many rules available for it. If you want to go for anonymous function or lambda function, write it in a single line. Why we need this? We have this option. For example, this is a normal function. You want to add a 2 number, it returns the value. The same thing you can able to write it like this. Lambda, you're passing 2 value and colon, and what you gonna do? X plus y. See, I never used a value, something name and all. Directly I'm trying to print it. This is a one way lambda function, and you can write it like this. Lambda x comma y and passing the value, and here you see the same thing, built-in function lambda, and you're trying. So what this will do, you have some value. In that value you want to find all the odd numbers. So lambda x colon, you're dividing a number which is not equal to 0, and that you print it, you filter and print it. So many, sometimes you want to write a function without worrying about the name of it. So I'll just give a simple one. We won't use that much for sure in automation. but it's all important in terms of interviews. That's why I'm just covering it up. So add equal to lambda. See, it's coming lambda, and you can put that inside the bracket. So let's, okay, how to write? I'll start in a different way. So lambda and colon. So this side, one side of the function is all about the number of arguments. So num1, num2, num3, and another side is the formula num1 plus num2 plus num3. This you can execute this directly, and you want to pass the value of this, I can do it another thing like 10 comma 20 comma 30. If you execute this, you will get the output. Okay, I have to save it to a variable. If you put inside the print, it will work. So okay, it's not working, so I'll add it to a variable. So always function means let's try to add it to a variable and then print it. 60, 10, 20, 30, 60. So this is also done. Modules, again, you want to create a very big projects and all, we create Python modules used for organization. Logically, we used to keep different modules, right? That's we call it as modules. So this is not that much important, but still, if you want, you can go through that. Now comes the last Python input output. Again, this talks about the, I think it is not displaying. I have to go and update the backend code. I'll do that as early as possible. Now Python exception handling, which is very important for automation. Last topic in our Python, error handling or exception handling. So like try catch, we would have done it in the Java. Here we have try except. That's it. Instead of try, usually we in Java try catch. Finally, also we will do it. But in Python, it is try except finally. That's the minute difference. This is Python and this is Java, just for differentiation. So let me try to create, for example, num1 equal to 10, num2 equal to 2. Num1 by num2 will try exception error handling. Let's put you going to try something. What you're going to try? Result equal to num1 divided by num2 and print the result. Exactly the same example what we have seen it. If this is a positive means fine, but if it is a negative means it's going to throw the exception except. So what type of exception it's going to print? So in the starting we may not know it. So what I can do is I'll try to find it. 10 divided by 0, I'll put it, run it. See, you're getting the exception, this one. Yeah, I need this word only. Control is set. Okay. 0 divisible by exception. Actually, I don't think, 1 minute. Exception, no, it is not suggesting. That's the problem. File error, file not exception, import error. 0. So the, okay, it is, if we have to type it exactly, what is that exception? We'll say like, don't divide the number by 0. So what this will do, it will try to print it. If it is right, it is going to print number 5. For example, you put 0 and then what will happen? Don't divide. So it is, the program is not getting stopped. That is the reason we are using the exception handling. If we directly execute it, the program will not move to the next one. And I can also use finally. So finally means this will be executed as compulsory. Execution completed. One more time. See, don't divide it, exception, and execution is completed. So it tried it, exception handled, and finally it printed it. So very easiest one. So exactly what we are seeing, the same example we have seen it in the Java. There we saw that is an arithmetic exception. Here it is a 0 division error. And sometimes you have to raise the exception. Same question. There we use throw new keyword. Here also, here we use a different one. For example, number is equal to 20. Okay, we will see the same thing. Age equal to 16. So if age is less than 16, I'll put 18. Less than 18, I will not allow. I will not allow. I will create my own exception with the help of raise. In Java, we use throw keyword, here raise. So what is that exception? I'm going to create an exception, any exception. I can give the message age must be greater than 18. So execution, it will get stopped. So if we run this, what will happen? See here, when we run this, age must be, so it stopped the execution, Java part. So if you want, how will you handle the exception error handling means try except finally, and finally is an optional one. Try except, remember. And you want to raise user defined exception means how will you do it? How will you create? They won't say raise because that's the answer. How will you create user defined exception means with the help of raise keyword. I think we are done. And debugging, we'll see that later with the help of Python robot framework. So till now, we have fully completed all the Python part. So only one more topic is pending, that is Python using the robot framework. So that I will try to start from tomorrow. So I'm going to pass the recording. We will discuss on all your queries. Thank you, team.